Hello dear students, in this session let's study the solution of wave equation using Fourier transform method. Fourier transform method is one of the integral transform method which we use to find out the solution of wave equation. Before moving to the problem, let us note some formulas which we use to solve the equation. First one is f dash of x is equal to minus I omega f of omega. So here we are changing our plane from x to omega. Transformation is taking place from x to omega. This is in the case of first order differential equation. If the differential equation is second order, you will get minus I omega whole square into f of omega. This is general Fourier transformation. If we are using Fourier sine transformation means Fs, Fourier sine transformation, I will denote it as Fs. For first order differential equation, it is minus omega Fs of omega. For second order, it is root 2 by pi omega f of 0 minus omega square into fs of omega. And in the case of Fourier cosine transformation, I will denote that as fc. F dash of x is equal to minus root 2 by pi f of 0 plus omega f s of omega. And for second order, it is fc of f double dash of x is equal to minus root 2 by pi f dash of 0 minus omega square fc of omega. So in order to solve wave equation using Fourier transformation method, I will use any of these formulas. If it is a normal general Fourier transformation means I will use these two equations depending on order of a given partial differential equation. Since it is a wave equation, obviously the order will be 2, so I will use formula 2. And in the case of Fourier sine and cosine, I will use 4 and 6. So now let's move to the problem. This is the given problem. That is, we know that wave equation, standard wave equation is utt is equal to c square into uxx. This is the initial condition they have given. U of x comma 0 is equal to f of x and ut of x comma 0 is equal to g of x. And here x varies from minus infinity to plus infinity. This is my equation number 1, 2, 3. So first step will be taking infinite Fourier series, or Fourier transform with respect to x on both sides of equation 1. This is my equation 1. I have to take infinite Fourier series, Fourier transform. Why it is infinite? Because my x is varying from minus infinity to plus infinity. So I am considering infinite Fourier transform with respect to x. So if I take infinite Fourier series, this will be f of utt is equal to c square is constant f into uxx. Okay. Since we are taking Fourier transform with respect to x, this is the differential operator with respect to t. So the whole time remains as it is. But here the function u is a function of x and t. So after applying Fourier transform, u become a function of omega and t, which is equal to c square into, using formula 2, I can write this as minus I omega whole square into f of omega. So this is dou square u by dou t square is equal to c square. Minus I whole square is plus I square value is minus 1. So c square omega square f of omega. Here f of omega is nothing but, this is function of omega, here function is u, so it will be u of omega comma t. U is a function of omega and t. This is dou square by dou t square u of omega comma t. So you can write this equation as dou square by dou t square u of omega comma t plus c square omega square into u of omega comma t is equal to 0. So now this is in the form of second order partial differential equation. For this you can write auxiliary equation as m square plus c square into omega square is equal to 0. So if you find the roots for m, you will get m is equal to plus or minus I into c omega t. Okay, it is a simple mathematical step. So now you have to write the complementary function or a complete solution for that. Since m is equal to plus or minus I c omega t, my solution will be u of omega comma t is equal to a of omega, this is the constant, here I am choosing a of omega, into cos of c omega t plus b of omega into sine of c omega t. This is the solution. I will call this as equation number 4. Now my task is to find out the value of a omega and b omega. Okay. Before finding the values of a of omega and b of omega, our initial conditions are still in explain. There is no transformation took place here. So first let us apply infinite Fourier transform to our initial conditions also, that is to equation 2 and 3. So if you take infinite Fourier transform to equation number 2, equation 2 is u of x comma 0 is equal to f of x. So I am taking infinite Fourier transform to this, that is f of u of x comma 0 is equal to f of x. So you will get u of omega comma 0 which is equal to f of omega. Okay. Now apply this initial condition to your equation number 4. You will get the value of a omega. So if you apply this, what you will get? This is u of omega comma 0 means f of omega. Cos 0, t is 0, so cos 0 is 1, you will get a of omega. Sin 0 is 0, so b of omega into 0 is 0. This is f of omega is nothing but a of omega. I will call this as equation number 5. So now I have to consider equation 3. Since equation 3 is a differentiation of u with respect to t, first differentiate your equation number 4 with respect to t. So if you differentiate, what you will get? You will get ut of omega comma t is equal to a of omega as it is. If you differentiate cos c omega t with respect to t, you will get minus sin c omega t into c omega plus b omega as it is. If you differentiate sin c omega t, you will get cos c omega t into c omega. Now consider your initial condition 3 and apply infinite Fourier transform. So equation 3 is ut of x comma 0 is equal to g of x. So if you apply infinite Fourier transform to this, you will get ut of omega comma 0 is equal to g omega. Now apply this initial condition to your equation number 6. what you will get? You will get, since ut of omega comma 0 is g omega is equal to sine 0 is 0. So this whole term vanishes. You will get b omega into c omega. Okay. So if you write for b omega, you will get g of omega by c into omega. This is the value of b of omega. I will call this as equation number 7. Now substitute your equation number 5 and 7 in equation number 4. So what you will get? U of omega comma t is equal to f of omega cos c omega t plus g of omega by c into omega into sine of c omega t. Since we want a solution in terms of x and t only, we have to take inverse Fourier series to this equation on both sides. With respect to omega, you have to take inverse Fourier transform. So, taking inverse Fourier transform on both sides, you will get f inverse of u of omega comma t is equal to f inverse of f of omega cos c omega t plus g of omega by c omega into sine of c omega t. So in the beginning of wave equation, I have given some set of formulas. From there you can find out inverse Fourier transform formula. I will write it directly. So f inverse of u of omega t is nothing but small u of x comma t. F inverse of this function is nothing but 1 over root 2 pi integral minus infinity to plus infinity f of omega cos c omega t plus g of omega by c omega into sine c omega t into e power minus I omega x into d omega. This is the formula to find out, to get infinite Fourier transform. Here it is d omega because we are taking inverse Fourier transform with respect to omega. So I have written omega here. Okay. Now what I will do is I will split up my integral. So if you split your integral, you will get two terms. Okay. So we know that cos c omega t, I can write cos c omega t as e power I omega ct plus e power minus I omega ct divided by 2. Similarly for sine c omega t, I can write e power I c omega t minus e power minus I omega ct divided by 2. Substitute this cos c omega t value here and sin c omega t value here. Okay. Okay, here I have just substituted the value of cos c omega t, that is e power I omega ct plus e power minus I omega ct divided by 2. For sine, it is in the denominator, it is 2i. Okay. So after substituting, what I have done is 1 over 2 I have taken outside. This 1 over 2 pi is completely for this term. So 1 over 2 pi into integral minus infinity to infinity f of omega as it is. If you consider these two terms, you can write that term as minus I omega, you can take it out, and x minus ct. Minus I omega into x is minus I omega x, minus I omega into minus Ct is plus I omega Ct. Okay. Similarly, you will get one more term with this minus I omega Ct e power minus I omega x. You can write that as, if you take e power minus I omega outside, it will be x plus Ct. Okay. The next term is 1 over 2c, okay, into 1 by root 2 pi integral over minus infinity to infinity g of omega. Since in the denominator we have I also, I have written I omega here, that c also I have taken out with 1 by 2. So same procedure you can use here also. First you will combine e power ic omega t into e power minus I omega x. From that, if you take minus I omega as common, it will be x minus Ct minus one more term is e power minus I omega into x plus Ct into d omega. So now here also I can take out f of omega common. So this will become 1 over 2 into 1 by root 2 pi integral over minus infinity to infinity f of omega into e power minus I omega x minus Ct plus e power minus I omega into x plus Ct into d omega. From Fourier transform formula, we know that f of x is equal to 1 over root 2 pi into integral over minus infinity to infinity f of omega into e power minus I omega x d omega. But if you observe here, in the place of x you have x minus Ct. So you can write this as f of x minus Ct. Similarly, from this term you can write f of x plus Ct. In the place of x you have x plus Ct here. So you are writing this whole equation will be equal to f of x plus Ct. So now I can write, I will call this as equation number 7. I can write equation 7 as, the first two part of the equation number 7 becomes f of x plus Ct and f of x minus Ct. I will call this as equation number 8 and this as equation number 9. Similarly, we know that g of x is equal to 1 over root 2 pi integral over minus infinity to infinity g of omega into e power minus I omega x into d omega. So now I will consider, since in equation 7 g of omega is varying from x minus Ct to x plus Ct or x plus Ct to x minus Ct, I will consider integral over x minus Ct to x plus Ct into g xi d xi. Okay. So using this equation you can write integral over x minus Ct to x plus Ct. In the place of g of xi we have g of x. Just substitute the value 1 over root 2 pi into integral minus infinity to infinity g of omega e power minus I omega. In the place of x we have xi. So I have written xi into d omega into d xi. If you integrate this term, you should get the next part of your equation. Okay, let's check that. This will be equal to, I can interchange the integral terms, and with respect to what we are integrating, we can interchange that. So I will write this as 1 over root 2 pi into integral over minus infinity to plus infinity g of omega into integral over x minus Ct to x plus Ct e power minus I omega xi into d xi into d omega. So if you integrate this, you will get 1 over root 2 pi into minus infinity to infinity. I will retain g omega as it is. If you integrate e power minus I omega xi with respect to d xi, you will get e power minus I omega xi divided by minus I omega within the limits x minus ct to x plus ct into d omega. Okay. So after substituting limiting values, you will get 1 over root 2 pi integral over minus infinity to infinity g of omega into e power minus I omega into x plus ct minus e power minus I omega into x minus ct into d omega whole divided by minus I omega. If you take minus outside, you will get 1 over root 2 pi integral over minus infinity to infinity g of omega. That minus sign will get cancelled with this minus sign, so it will be just I omega into e power minus I omega x minus ct minus e power minus I omega into x plus ct into d omega. So this is nothing but your next half of the equation number 7. So now your equation 7 can be rewritten as u of x comma t is equal to 1 over 2 into f of x plus ct plus f of x minus ct plus 1 over 2c into x minus ct to x plus ct integral over x minus ct to x plus ct g of xi dz. Since this is nothing but your integral over x minus ct to x plus ct g of xi dz, I have just written that part. This solution is also called as D'Alembert's solution for one-dimensional wave equation. Okay. So similarly, you have one more problem. In the second problem, in the place of g of x, you will be having 0. Okay. If it will be 0 means you will not get your second part of the final equation. So you will not get this term. Your equation will be your solution will be 1 over 2 f of x plus ct plus f of x minus ct. That's all. Why you will not get this second part of your solution? I said this part you will get it as 0. Why? Because here if I give u t of omega comma t as 0, your b of omega will become 0. So in your equation number 4, this whole term vanishes. So your equation will be just u of omega comma t is equal to a of omega into cos c omega t. So you will get only f of omega terms. You will not get this g of omega by c omega. That's why your final solution will be just 1 over 2 f of x plus ct plus f of x minus ct. This is all about Fourier transformation, that is general Fourier transform. Next, we will see how we can solve wave equation using Fourier sine series and Fourier cosine series, or Fourier sine transform and Fourier cosine transform. The question will be, using an appropriate Fourier transform, solve the equation, that is a wave equation utt is equal to c square into uxx, and they have given the initial condition as u of x comma 0 is equal to f of x, ut of x comma 0 is equal to g of x. Also they have given boundary condition, that is u of 0 comma t is equal to 0. This is similar to the previous problem itself, but one more thing added here is boundary condition. You have boundary condition which is extra in this problem. So first, how to find out? The first question arises is how to check whether we have to use Fourier sine transform or Fourier cos transform. Okay, first let us check that. U of x comma t is equal to e power minus of n pi by L whole square into t sin n pi by L into x. Okay, here L is nothing but length of your intervals. Okay, let's consider L as 1. No problem. You can restrict your domain. So, if your boundary condition is true for this case, then you should use Fourier sine series. If your boundary condition does not hold, means you should use Fourier cosine series. Okay. So, now let's check that. We have boundary condition u of 0 comma t. So, if you apply u of 0 comma t to your right hand side of the equation, then you should get 0, isn't it? So, let's substitute the value e power minus of n pi by L whole square into t. X value is 0, sin 0 is 0. So, you will get 0 into anything is 0. So, your boundary condition holds good. That means you should use Fourier sine series, Fourier sine transform. Okay. So, now let's start the problem. What you have to do? First, you have to take Fourier sine transform to your equation number 1. I have set of formula. Since it is a second order, I should use this formula. Formula number 4 I should use here. So let's do it. Using the formula, I have written that since we are taking Fourier sine transform with respect to x, this will remain as it is dou square u by dou t square of omega comma t. So for this, I have substituted the formula. From boundary condition, I know that u of 0 comma t is 0. So I can write this as minus c omega square us of omega comma t. This is Fourier sine, so us. I can write this equation as dou square us of omega comma t by dou t square plus c square into omega square us of omega t is equal to 0. So again, using auxiliary equation, I can find the roots. The roots are plus or minus ic omega. For that, I have written the solution, that is, since it is a Fourier sine, us of omega comma t is equal to a of omega cos of c omega t plus b of omega into sin c of c into omega into t. Now I have to find out the value of a of omega and b of omega. For that, let's use the initial conditions. Before that, we have to take Fourier sine transform to your initial conditions also. So your initial condition become, I will write it directly, u of omega comma 0 is equal to fs of omega. So if you substitute this in your equation, I will call this as equation number 5. If you substitute here, you will get us of omega comma 0 is fs of omega, which is equal to cos 0 is 1, sin 0 is 0. So you will get it as a of omega. This is your a of omega value. Now I have to use equation 3 and I should find out the value of b of omega in order to substitute here. Before that, let's differentiate your equation number 5 with respect to t. So you will get dou by dou t into us of omega comma t is equal to minus a of omega c omega into sine of c omega t plus b of omega into c omega into cos of c omega t. I will call this as equation number 7. Now using your initial condition number 3, it will become dou us of omega comma 0 by dou t is equal to gs of omega. This is after taking Fourier sine transform with respect to x. I will call this as equation number 8. Now if you substitute your equation 8 in equation 7, you will get gs of omega is equal to sine 0 is 0. So this whole term will become 0. It will be b omega into c omega. So b of omega will be equal to gs of omega by c omega. We have found the value of a of omega and b of omega. Now substitute that in your equation number 5. You will get us of omega comma t is equal to fs of omega cos of c omega t plus gs of omega by c omega into sine of c omega t. Okay, now we have to convert this equation to x form. For that, I will take inverse Fourier sine transform on both sides of this equation. So it will become u of x comma t is equal to root 2 by pi 0 to infinity. Here your domain is considered from 0 to infinity. So I'm using 0 to infinity. Fs of omega into cos of c omega t plus gs of omega by c omega into sine of c omega t into sine omega x dx. Okay, even this formula I have given in the beginning of the class itself. So this will become u of x comma t is equal to root 2 by pi 0 to infinity fs of omega cos of c omega t into sine omega x d omega plus root 2 by pi integral over 0 to infinity gs of omega by c omega into sine of c omega t into sine omega x d omega. Here you can substitute cos A sin B formula. Here sin A sin B formula. So the formula is cos C into sin D is equal to 1 over 2 sin C plus D plus sin C minus D. 2 sin C sin D is equal to cos C minus D minus cos C plus D. Use these two formulas and substitute here to the corresponding values. Here C value is C omega, sorry CT, and D value is omega. So substitute everything. You will get after substitution u of x comma t is equal to